Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. Just try to do a live show. Not really successful. Kind of hard to do it whenever your channel is still small. But I give it a shot every now and then. Sometimes it is successful. Just a pregame show. It is Saturday, November 4th, about 8:47 Central Time, my time. Tomorrow's a big game against Philly, as we all know. The biggest game of the season so far. This game is bigger than the San Fran game where we laid an egg. If you're watching this video, you have not subscribed, I implore you hit that red subscribe button. It is free. It costs you nothing. It's a free investment. My first goal is to hit 500, then 1,000 subscribers. When I do, I guarantee you this channel will take off exponentially. And I'll be able to put back into this show, microphone, studio equipment, sound bites, a computer just for this, film and graphics and whatnot, and a call-in line for live shows. I've got some fire to get into, but before I get into that fire, this seems to work for Mike Fisher, so I give it a shot here and there, guys. If you're watching this pregame show and you have not subscribed yet, guys, on the count of 3, help me out here. Help me get to where I'm trying to get to. On the count of 3, let's subscribe. 1, 2, 3, boom, hit that red subscribe button. If you did, you're a real winner. I love you for it. Like Mike Fisher says, that like button, that thumbs up, helps beat the algorithms, basically get your video viewed more. Forget that like on the count of 3, guys. 1, 2, 3. And like, boom, if you did it, you're a real one, and I love you for it. Last thing, I see smaller content creators that can edit with iPhones or whatnot. I have Galaxy. They just have the Cash App name on the bottom of the screen. It's halfway through the season. Nobody's really donating, which is fine. But if people actually start to donate seriously on a serious level, after Week 18 at Washington, the top 3 donators will get the following prizes. And this is real talk. First place will be playoff tickets. Home or away, doesn't matter. Maximum 3 persons, 50-yard line, medium deck. Second place, 2 jerseys of your choice in any way, shape, or form. Third place, an Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year card, most likely autographed by that time. If donations are better than expected, prizes 2 and 3 will be bigger. So, we're 5-2 going into the Lions' Den tomorrow. 7-1 Philly. They're favored by 3, right? Opened up at 2.5. Now they're favored by 3. You get 3 points when you're at home, as it is. So Vegas basically sees these 2 teams as even. I see them pretty even also. A lot of people see Philly as better in every category and phase of the game. Every category and phase of the roster. On paper, it looks that way, but they're not playing that way. First off, injury report. Cam Jurgens has been missing time. They're starting right guard. The guy who's been playing in this spot, Sua Opeta, has been very bad at letting pressure come through. So they're putting him on the bench, and they're going to start rookie Tyler Steen. I believe he played out of Oregon. He's a 3rd-round pick. He played right tackle. He'll be playing right guard tomorrow for the first time in his career in an NFL game. Shifty Jitterbug, running back Boston Scott, will be out, as will slot corner Bradley Roby, who they signed to replace Avonte Maddox. And the injury that's not on the injury report, which blows my mind because NFL mandates any injury supposed to be on the injury report, is Jalen Hurts in his knee. He has a knee injury. It's not on there. That will be big in tomorrow's game. For us, the biggest thing is left tackle. Tyron Smith and Chuma Edoga are both questionable. Cowboys said they didn't let Tyron go last week because they wanted him to be fresh for Philly. That if it was the Super Bowl last week, he would have played. We didn't need him against the Rams, as we could have seen that. But if Tyron doesn't go tomorrow and Chuma doesn't go tomorrow, we got the rookie 5th-round guy out of North Carolina, Asim Richards, starting at left tackle against that beast of a front. We don't want him to start his first game against that team. If Asim Richards is going to start a game, we'd rather him start against Carolina, start against Washington on Thanksgiving, being that Chase Young and Montez Sweat ain't there anymore. 77. If Tyron Smith plays tomorrow, that's going to be huge. I believe he will, because this game will dictate a lot. this game dictates so damn much. Tomorrow, Seattle plays Baltimore. I think Seattle's good. I don't think they're in the tier of Philly, San Fran, and Dallas. I think Baltimore will give Eagles a beating. Seahawks a beating. I forgot who Detroit plays tomorrow. Or if Detroit is on the... No, Detroit's on the bye week tomorrow, as San Fran is also. And then Philly will be on the bye week the week after. So I think Seattle will fall tomorrow. So the winner of this game will effectively be tied with... If we win, we'll be tied with Detroit as number one in the NFC for the number one seed. If Philly wins, they'll still be number one. So this game has super implications to where you want to play Tyron Smith. And if he gets banged up during the game, well, he can sit the next 3 games against the Giants, Carolina, and Washington. That's fine. He can sit the next 3 games and then come back against Seattle, which would be Thursday night, the week after Washington. But 77 better be out there. Our starting 5 against that front. We saw Washington's quarterback, Sam Howell, take it to Philly's defense twice, putting up big numbers. Last Sunday, about 397 yards, with 3 or 4 touchdowns, looking like Joe Theismann out there. Mac Jones, all these small-time guys that aren't very good, making that secondary look bad. I know they got Kevin Byard. He didn't make much of a difference last week. This week, still, not a whole lot of time to get acclimated to a new defense. I don't think he's going to be a big difference maker tomorrow either. If Sam Howell, with Terry McLaurin and Dotson and Samuel, can light up that secondary, so can Prescott with CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks. Michael Gallup just gets over that mental block. It's a mental block. And just trusts his knee and starts to cut on that knee like he used to and not worry about it tearing again. He'll be just fine. He had some toe drag swag on one of his 2 catches last week. Haven't given up on him yet. And Jake Ferguson, throw him the ball. Since that game, anytime Jake Ferguson's been targeted, he's caught it. And he gets yards after catch very well. Start utilizing that tight end. He is special. I cannot say that enough. Both defenses are allowing 3.6 yards a carry. But our secondary, I think our defense, our defensive line is not as good as their defensive line. Our secondary is light years better than theirs. I think our defense as a unit is better than their defense. James Bradbury. Okay, first of all, the nickel corner, with Maddox and Roby hurt. The nickel corner, I don't even know what his name is. Not very good. We lost Trayvon Diggs. We still have 3 good corners. Jordan Lewis is a savvy veteran in the slot since 2017. James Bradbury, their corner number 2 behind Slay, isn't very good. And I knew that when he was with the Giants, when they traded for him last season. I wasn't that impressed. This year, James Bradbury has allowed 5 touchdowns. When targeted, he's given quarterbacks 110 quarterback rating. And he's been CeeDee Lamb's woman every time they've played. So they put Bradbury in the slot again, like last week. He lit up 70 yards and 2 touchdowns last week in the slot. Dak Prescott can carve up the secondary tomorrow. During the bye week, actually, after the Niners game, I'm so glad to see Mike McCarthy finally get it. We need to uncuff this offense and start pushing the ball downfield, because this coaching not to lose and not coaching to win and just wanting to run the ball, play defense is not going to get you far. You got to push the ball down the field. Last week we had 5 passes of 20-plus yards. That's, and the pass game can open the run game. It can work in reverse. A lot of teams want to run the ball, open up the pass. Well, with those 2 deep safeties, if you can still pass the ball on them, you're going to start getting lighter boxes. And then that pass game will start to open up the run game. Since we're both giving up 3.6 yards a carry, I think it's going to be an aerial attack. Still low-scoring affair. Jalen Hurts' knee. After tomorrow's game, that knee injury that Jalen Hurts has will finally come to the surface. And we take down Philly, they're going to move the goalpost and say, oh, it was because Jalen wasn't right. His knee wasn't right. You could see it yesterday when he's trying to get out of pressure. And Micah Parsons and Tank Lawrence and Adikazua and Dante Fowler and Armstrong, all these guys, it was evident Jalen Hurts wasn't himself. And, making these errant passes. It's all right if they move the goalposts on us. We're used to that. We're not going to worry about the RPOs like we did the first game last season when we were at Philly. He's not running the ball that well. We're not going to worry about on 3rd and 7 him just taking it up the middle himself, getting 8 yards. Our corners are going to be probably playing a lot of one-on-one. Gilmore plays the left side, Bland plays the right side. As you know, Lewis plays the slot. I wouldn't be surprised if they put A.J. Brown in the slot or Devontae Smith in the slot. Pretty often they go against Jordan Lewis, who is our weakest corner, but not a bad corner. He can play really good or he can play average. We're hoping for a really good game out of him. But if we can get pressure, first of all, stop the run, stop DeAndre Swift and Kenneth Gainwell, stop that run game, force Hurts to throw the ball. We can get pressure on Hurts. It's playing right into our defense's hands. But Gilmore and Deron Bland and Jordan Lewis got to play good man coverage because we play a lot of cover one. Malik Hooker, he's got to have his eyes wide open. He cannot miss an assignment and get beat deep. The key to this game is a fast start. We get a fast start against anybody. That is our recipe. If the Eagles win the toss and defer, or we win the toss and elect to receive and get the ball first, and we open this game with a touchdown drive, that'd be huge. I'm afraid to win the toss and defer, and Eagles get the ball and they have an opening touchdown drive. And all of a sudden we're down 7-0 quick. So even though, it's preferable that you defer and you get the ball to start the second half, I like to get the ball first and at least get a field goal on the first drive. Get points, get the first points. And then stop the run and force him to pass. Bradbury, Darius Slay is their best weapon in the secondary. And the only reason why he has a name is because he has a knack for making big plays on bad balls. When it comes to coverage, he's not he's not great. I mean, he was the one that was on T.Y. Hilton last season on 3rd and 30. And he has safety help. Darius Slay is not a shutdown. He is not a top 5 corner. You can say he's a top 10. He's not a top. He's not a Jalen Ramsey. He's not even in Trayvon Diggs' category. Diggs, I think this season would have been the best corner in the league had he not went down with the injury. But him going down might have been a blessing in disguise because Deron Bland got another chance to step up. Last season as a rookie, Jordan Lewis goes down, gives Deron Bland a shot. He steps into the slot, plays wonderful. After week 2, Trayvon Diggs goes down. The world's ending. Deron Bland, as an outside corner, is starting to grow and get better by the game. 3 pick sixes. The record is 4 in a season. He's got 10 games to tie that or break that. He's got the most interceptions in the league since he became a starter. And this season looks very reminiscent to Trayvon Diggs' 2021 season, his second year, when he had 11 picks. Bland might not have 11 picks, but he might have 6 touchdowns. 8 picks. You never know. I would like to see Gilmore on A.J. Brown more because he's a bigger physical. He's very physical, as is A.J. Brown. And DeRon Bland on Devontae Smith. That would be the more favorable matchup for us. Of course, Watkins are slot guys after the years we know. 24-14. That's my prediction. We win by 10. We take that 24-14 lead into the fourth quarter. And we've carved up that secondary so much that it opened up the running game. And in the fourth quarter, we're running the football effectively. Even with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter and Fletcher Cox and all that, I think Tyler Smith and Zach Martin are going to handle business on the inside. And Terrence Steele is getting better by the game. He's still coming off that tear. He's not the same guy that we had last season, but he's getting there. I think in the fourth quarter, that offensive line is going to impose its will. We favor up. Against San Fran and Philly and two different teams. Some teams you line up well against, some you don't. The San Fran game, I believe that was an aberration. I mean, the 2 playoff games were decided by 13 total points, and then all of a sudden we just lose by 32 against them. Week 5, I think San Francisco peaked and we bottomed out. Bottom line, we had a bad game. You have bad games sometimes. Super Bowl teams have gotten blown out during the regular season. It has happened. We have seen it. More than once. It's happened a lot, actually. And since that game, San Fran's starting to get figured out. Brock Purdy, last pick in the draft last season, never thought he'd see the field, became the starting quarterback. Nobody had tape on him. Nobody had anything on him. Took the league by storm. Started hot this season. Last 3 games after Cleveland opened the book on them, looks like Minnesota and Cincinnati follow suit. They haven't had Deebo Samuel or Trent Williams. Yes, but so what? Everybody has injuries. Those are the only 2 injuries that they have. Even with Deebo and Trent coming back, because their bye week is this week, I think Brock Purdy is starting to get exposed, starting to give the ball away. Jalen Hurts this season is not the same quarterback. He's giving the ball away. If we're able to get at least 2 takeaways, our defense has 13 takeaways, our offense has 13 giveaways. If we're able to take the ball away once or twice, that'll be huge. And if we protect the ball and don't give it away, that'll be huge. There's going to be some yards, a lot of yards in this game, but it's not going to be a high-scoring game. 24-14, that's 38 total points. It's going to be on the under. I don't know what the over-under is, but I don't think the over-under is... I don't think the over is over 38. And it's going to be a hard-fought game, but there's going to be a few key plays that make the difference. And it could be, a big defensive turnover deep in their territory. Could be Turpin taking one to the house or taking it inside the 10. Last week he had a 63-yard return, and then he had a house call, called back by Nashawn Wright, which why he's on the team, I don't know still. We traded Kevin Joseph, got him out of here. Why is Nashawn Wright still here? He cannot cover, we know that, and he can't play special teams. Anytime we have a good return, he gets called back because he don't know the rules. That block in the back was on the opposite side of the field, not even on the side where Turpin was. He should have just ran with the guy. Just let the guy go. Shit, man, he's not going to catch Turpin. Turpin, he turned on the burners, man. Took his first NFL punt return touchdown away in regular season. I'm pretty sure Turpin is pissed at Nashawn Wright for that. I don't know why he's still on the team. I'd go get Greedy Williams, keep tires on him. He cannot be any worse than Nashawn Wright. One little thing about the trade deadline, we didn't, make a trade. Kind of sucked. Washington has taken Philly to the shed twice. They didn't win, but, they took them to the fence twice, beat them up last week. was the second time. And then after that, they trade Chase Young and Montez Sweat, which favors us now because we still play them twice. So Thanksgiving should be a pretty good Thanksgiving, being that they don't have Sweat or Chase Young. And the Bears just gave Montez Sweat a 4-year, $98 million deal, like $73 million guaranteed. But they didn't want to pay Roquan Smith or Jalen Johnson, who we were trying to get. So with us having a big win last week and resting our guys in the fourth quarter, and Philly getting taken to the brink again last week, and Jalen Hurts' knee not being right, Boston Scott, who is a very shifty guy, very dangerous, not playing as big, and this is usually where DeAndre Swift starts to break down during the football season. When he reaches that 700-yard rushing plateau is when he starts to break down. So I'm going to be looking for that. DeAndre Swift getting hurt. I don't wish it on anybody, but his body don't seem to be able to hold up for an NFL season. But the biggest thing to look for tomorrow is Jalen Hurts and how he plays. If he doesn't play well and he turns that ball over, especially more than once, it's going to be trouble. And Dak put up 40 on that secondary last year. I know that was at home, but that was, with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a healthy Avonte Maddox. Everybody was there. And he did that with CeeDee Lamb and T.Y. Hilton. Michael Gallup was, worse than he is now. We didn't have a Brandon Cooks. We had Dalton Schultz, but I think Ferguson right now is as good as Schultz if you give him the opportunity. Since Arizona, like I said, he's been targeted X amount of times and he's caught every pass. Start giving that man the ball. If Jake Ferguson has a big game tomorrow, that's going to be big for our offense. Because they can bracket CeeDee Lamb all day. Let Brandon Cooks give him his first 100-yard game. Get Jake Ferguson his first 100-yard game. And CeeDee Lamb should still have a big game tomorrow too, even though he's double bracketed or whatnot. After that San Francisco blowout, Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer finally figured out how to make this offense work better. In the last 2 weeks, it's looked a lot better. Tomorrow will be a measuring stick again, but we match up well against this team. 24-14 Cowboys. After the game, I'm going to go live. I should have a crowd because after every Cowboy game, everybody's on YouTube. So check me out tomorrow. Look for me tomorrow after the game. It'll probably be, I'm going to go watch it somewhere because it's just more fun that way on big games. So it'll probably be like an hour after the game. I'll go live. Look for me, guys. Please join in on the live show. I would appreciate that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Like I said, I cannot reiterate that enough. Keep God first and foremost. He goes before everything, even this. Seek him in his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. I am a living testimony of that. This house I just got, it's suburbia in the Woodlands, Texas, right above Houston. It's like Pleasantville. I don't deserve this house. But God's grace, everything that he does is out of love, and we were blessed to get this new house that we have. I mean, it's gorgeous. I got to give you all a tour of it one day. This is my new man cave. As soon as I get time, I'm going to paint it. I'm going to fix it up. And if people actually start to donate to the channel, it'll be a lot easier to start getting equipment. Microphones, studio equipment, sound bites, all that stuff, man. Once this show gets big, it'll be one of those shows that you look forward to watching, like Law Nation and Mark Holmes and Jay Tucker, all them guys. I would get to that plateau. My first game was Super Bowl 28 against Buffalo at the Georgia Dome. That's how long I've been watching this team. I've played my entire youth. I've been a student of the game my entire life. Like in the Fast and the Furious, the original, when Toretto's talking to Brian O'Connor and he's like, for those 10 seconds or less, I'm free. When I watch the Cowboys for those 3.5 hours or less, I'm free no matter what's going on in my life. Especially during big games like this. big games or regular games, it don't matter. I look forward to Sunday nights, Monday nights, or Thursday nights. Whenever we play, tomorrow's gonna be a fun day for me, from start to finish. Go to church. After that, get ready for the game. It's gonna be awesome. All right, guys. I'll catch y'all guys tomorrow. You have a good night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do tonight. You gotta be safe. But watch for the Cowboys to come out tomorrow, meaning business. We do not fear the Eagles. We do not fear the Eagles. Dak does not fear the Eagles. He don't fear any divisional opponent. That's for damn sure. So I believe we're gonna expose Philly for what they are tomorrow. They've won. They're 7-1. A lot of their games have been close games against bad teams. I think tomorrow we're going to expose them, and we're going to expose that Jalen E injury. Hopefully we don't make it worse, but if we get a lot of pressure on that boy and he starts to try to run and we start hitting, we get our hands on him, it could get bad. A lot of people are not talking about that. It's like a deep knee bruise, like when you bang your knees together really, 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 really hard. It's like a 1 to 2 month injury and a lot of swelling involved. It'll be evident tomorrow, especially if we chasing them around the block. That's it for this episode, guys. Please subscribe, like, and share. I will see you guys tomorrow. You have a good night. Charles and Charges out.